What's up, Chiefs Kingdom? Noah Gray here, tight end for the Kansas City Chiefs. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe to Josh's channel and check out showmefootball.com for more.
What is up, Chiefs Kingdom? Welcome back to another video on my channel. My name is Josh Fan of showmefootball.com, covering your Kansas City Chiefs. And we just got a good and bad injury update from Chiefs head coach Andy Reid. We'll talk about it right after this. Ladies and gentlemen of the Chiefs Kingdom, welcome back in to another video on my channel. Head coach Andy Reid spoke to the media just an hour ago at the time of recording this, and he gave us a couple key injury updates on a few players. But I want to start with the biggest one and get that out of the way first, because we got a major update on Kansas City Chiefs wide receiver Xavier Worthy. This report comes from Jesse Newell, but he states that Chiefs coach Andy Reid says wide receiver Xavier Worthy continues to rehab. He won't practice today. Surgery and potential IR stint are not being considered at this time. So this is the biggest update that we got by far. Everyone was wondering what's going on with Xavier Worthy. We knew that the shoulder injury was bad, maybe not super bad as in like he's going to miss the rest of the season, but it was going to be something that, you know, Ian Rappaport mentioned how he'll probably have to wear a shoulder brace if he does play. But what I think is really positive, the positive takeaway here that we got with this update is that IR is not being considered at this time. Surgery is not being considered at this time. Now, that could always change. There's still a risk of re-injury with this, which is why it's going to be a little bit difficult to navigate. But I think if the Chiefs were going to put Xavier Worthy on IR, it would have already been done. Clearly, they're not going that route, and that means that they think he can play in the next 2 to 4 weeks. I expect him to still miss a little bit of time. You're not going to see him practice for a little bit, but he's not going to go on IR because the Chiefs don't see a need. They are going to keep him around. I know they signed a wide receiver to the practice squad yesterday for insurance, but I think it's good that he's not going to IR, because I thought for a second there after they signed a wide receiver to the practice squad, that meant there was going to be a move to IR for Xavier Worthy. Andy Reid says, no, not at this time. And again, it could always change, especially if he goes out there and he re-injures it. But I think the Chiefs are going to spend the next few weeks just rehabbing Xavier Worthy, doing everything they can, icing the shoulder, bracing it up. And then hopefully they can stabilize it enough that they feel like he can go out there and play again without too much limitation. But I think either way, the Kansas City Chiefs are going to have to figure out a way to utilize Xavier Worthy in the best way that he can help their offense, you know, in this condition, but also not putting him in situations where he could potentially get hurt again. And it just sucks because of the way that he got hurt. And Travis Kelce actually went on the New Heights podcast earlier today and said, you know, he felt terrible for hurting Xavier Worthy. He said it's on him. He's the one taking responsibility for running the wrong route or not running at the correct depth in injuring Xavier Worthy. Not that it really matters at this point, but clearly Kelce feels like crap about it. It's just bad luck. But the Chiefs right now just need to move forward with what they have, kind of weather the storm without Xavier Worthy. I don't expect him to play against the Eagles. I think there's 0% chance. Next week, there's a better chance, but I think the Chiefs' game plan is probably for Worthy to come back in about 3 weeks. But of course, if he was going to be gone for 4 weeks or more, they would have put him on IR. So I think short term, this is how they're dealing with it. And we'll see when Xavier Worthy hits the field and how that's going to look. Now, Andy Reid gave another injury update on a key Kansas City Chiefs player. But before we get to that update, I did want to show you guys a message from our partners on this channel. So let's go ahead and check that out. Wanted to take a moment to shout out our partners on this channel over at W Energy. Guys, if you have not heard of W Energy, you're absolutely missing out right now. If you're someone like me that needs that jolt of energy when you first wake up in the morning, or when you're trying to take on a big task for the day, such as working out, or maybe trying to complete a project for school, anything like that, W is an essential. I'm someone that unfortunately has gotten into the bad habit of drinking a lot of caffeinated energy drinks filled with sugar or artificial sweeteners or flavors, but I'm trying to curb that now by using W Energy, which is a much better alternative W is a powered energy drink that replaces other inferior caffeine beverages. It contains zero harmful chemicals, zero fillers, zero artificial colors or dyes, and no proprietary blends. The star of the show is their coffee fruit extract, which helps you focus without the jitter or the crash of other energy drinks or caffeinated drinks out on the market. And they just sent me their Japanese yuzu flavor that I've been drinking recently. It is absolutely fantastic. One of the better tasting energy drinks that I've ever had, and I'm going to continue to use it and check out some of their other flavors as well. I encourage you all to do the same, and luckily for you, you can use my promo code SHOWMEFB by clicking the link down below and putting that promo code in when you go to checkout, and you can get an additional 10% off. Stop drinking those unhealthy energy drinks and start drinking W Energy instead. Go check out their stuff. They're going to be partnered with me all football season long. Go and check them out. So yeah, guys, definitely go ahead, take advantage of that sale going on right now by using my promo code down in the description. But back to the video and the next key piece of the Andy Reid press conference from earlier is that wide receiver Jalen Royals will also not be practicing today, per Coach Reid. That's from Matt McMullen on Twitter. He said that coach added that both players are doing better and making progress. And then, like I said earlier, surgery not currently under consideration for Worthy. So Jalen Royals is the one that concerns me a little bit more, just because I thought he'd be practicing at this point. The fact that it's Wednesday already and he's not practicing, it has me worried because, look, I was under the impression that the injury in week 1, Andy Reid said that he thought it wouldn't be too much longer than that, but he definitely wouldn't play against the Chargers. He said, I'm pretty sure he's not going to make that one, but made it sound like he's close, keeps saying that he's making progress, but still not practicing. We know Andy Reid's rule: if you don't practice, you don't play. I would say if Jalen Royals isn't at least a limited participant by tomorrow, you can expect him to not play this week against the Philadelphia Eagles. And I could be wrong, and maybe the approach changes just because you are kind of getting thin and desperate at the wide receiver position now with no Rice and no Worthy. Maybe even if Royals doesn't necessarily practice, you still trot him out there on game day just to fill some snaps and see what he can do in the limited experience he has in this offense. But that's the one that I'm a little bit more worried about at this point, just because I thought it would be better by now. And not practicing is never a good thing. Knee tendonitis, it seems to be bothering Jalen Royals. I'm kind of hoping that clears up at some point, because that's one of those tricky injuries that if you don't let it heal all the way, it's just going to nag you all the way throughout the season. But clearly the Chiefs didn't think he'd be out that long either. Otherwise, he would have went on IR. So we'll see what happens with him, but I think it's definitely ideal that you get him back for this week, knowing that you have no Xavier Worthy. But regardless, I think the Chiefs are creating a game plan that doesn't center around Jalen Royals for the possibility that he doesn't play. So those are my thoughts on the Kansas City Chiefs' latest big injury update for both of those guys. But definitely let me know down in the comments below, guys, what you think of this injury update, and if you think the Chiefs got lucky with Xavier Worthy, given the circumstances. But that's all I got for this one. So make sure you like, share, and subscribe so more Chiefs fans can find this. Check out my work on showmefootball.com for more. Last but not least, follow me on Twitter at showmefb. Once again, don't forget to use that promo code down in the description for the W Energy. Definitely take advantage. But that's all I got for this one, guys. I'll see you all in the next one. And as always, go Chiefs.